Maya adjusted the hem of her hand-sewn dress, her heart hammering in her chest. The chapel was filled with the kind of wealth she had only ever seen in magazines: sparkling chandeliers, golden pews, and guests who whispered behind perfectly manicured hands. And then she felt it, a sharp, icy gaze that could cut through steel. "Is this the girl my son is marrying?" Eleanor Hawthorne's voice sliced across the room, loud enough for everyone to hear. "That dress? It looks like it was made from scraps." Maya froze. Every eye in the room turned to her, some full of pity, some amusement, and a few with barely concealed disdain. She wanted to shrink into the shadows, to disappear entirely, but she couldn't. Not yet. Because behind Eleanor's sneer, Maya sensed a deeper storm brewing. And as her family's long-hidden secrets began to surface, she would soon discover that the insult aimed at her wasn't the real shock. The real truth would change everything she thought she knew about her family, her legacy, and herself. By the time the wedding day was over, Maya would realize one chilling fact. Sometimes, the people who appear to be your enemies are only the beginning of a much larger, far more dangerous story. Before we dive into the details of this story, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more thrilling stories. The guests hadn't even finished taking their seats when Eleanor Hawthorne, dressed head to toe in pearls and disapproval, let out a sharp gasp. "That dress?" she hissed loud enough for half the chapel to hear. "It looks like it was stitched together with scrap cloth. My son deserves better, Maya." Maya's fingers clenched around the small bouquet she'd made herself. She could feel eyes turn toward her, curious, pitying, judging. But she lifted her chin. "You knew this might happen," she reminded herself. Ethan had warned her his mother cared more about appearances than people. Still, it stung. Before Maya could respond, Ethan stepped in. "Mom, enough." But Eleanor waved him off. "Oh, please. We all know she's marrying into this family for the name. What else would a girl with?" She paused, her gaze sweeping over Maya's simple gown. "With so little have to offer?" Gasps rippled across the room. Maya's cheeks burned, but not from shame. From restraint. She wanted to shout the truth, that she did come from little, at least, little that could be measured with money. But her mother's words echoed in her memory. Some truths are worth waiting for. Timing is everything. So she swallowed hard. "Mrs. Hawthorne," she said softly, "you're right, I don't have much. But what I do have I'm proud of." Eleanor scoffed. "Proud? Of what?" Before Maya could answer, the chapel doors creaked open. Every head turned. An elderly man stepped inside, tall, silver-haired, dignified. A hush fell over the room as he walked between the pews with the slow, steady confidence of someone long accustomed to command. Maya froze. It couldn't be, but it was. Grandfather. The man she hadn't seen since childhood. The man her mother had forbidden her to speak of. The man whose identity she'd promised to keep secret until the right moment. The man who, for reasons she didn't fully understand, had vanished from their lives years ago. He reached the front and offered Maya a gentle smile that made her eyes sting. "Forgive my lateness," he said, his voice deep and warm. "Family matters have a way of resurfacing at the most unexpected times." Eleanor frowned. "And who, exactly, are you?" The man turned to her, his expression polite but steely. "I," he said, "am the truth Mrs. Hawthorne has been so eager to uncover." Murmurs erupted like fireworks. Eleanor blinked. "What is that supposed to mean?" He glanced at Maya. She gave a tiny nod. She wasn't ready, but maybe the moment was. The man stepped closer to Eleanor. "My name is William Alden," he said gently. "Perhaps you've heard it." Every guest reacted, some with startled whispers, some with outright gasps. Eleanor paled. "Alden? As in?" "Yes," he said. "That Alden." Ethan grabbed Maya's hand. "Maya, you never told me." She swallowed. "I couldn't. Not until I understood why he left us." Eleanor looked from Maya to her grandfather, her face crumpling as realization dawned. "Kimingis?" William's voice softened. "My only grandchild." The chapel fell into stunned silence. And then, before anyone could speak, another voice echoed from the entrance. "Well," it drawled low and cold, Isn't this an interesting reunion? Everyone turned again. A figure stepped into the doorway, someone Maya recognized immediately, and someone she never thought she'd see again. Her breath caught. Not him. William's face drained of color. You shouldn't be here. The man smirked. Oh, but I should. After all, the truth about your family isn't the only thing about to be revealed. Maya's pulse hammered. What do you want? She whispered. He took one step forward. Only, he said, what was stolen from me? The room felt suddenly too small. You could have heard a pin drop as the mysterious man approached, his boots echoing against the chapel floor. Maya's fingers tightened around Ethan's. Her grandfather, William Alden, shifted just enough to place himself protectively between her and the stranger. The man's eyes glinted. Always the guardian, aren't you, William? He said with a mocking tilt of his head. Even after all these years. Eleanor, who only minutes ago had been proudly perched like royalty, now looked from one face to another in confusion. Someone please explain what is happening, she demanded, though her voice trembled. But Maya already knew. Uncle Victor, she whispered. Her words rippled across the chapel like a gust of cold wind. Ethan stared at her. You have an uncle? Maya nodded slowly. My mother's brother. He disappeared around the same time my grandfather did. Her gaze locked on Victor. But you weren't supposed to come back. Victor let out a low, humorless laugh. Maya, still the innocent one. His expression hardened. Your mother may have wanted the past buried, but the past has a way of clawing its way out. William stepped forward, jaw tight. You were told never to contact Maya. She deserves peace. Peace? Victor barked out a laugh. Tell me, William, how much peace did you give anyone when you walked away from the Alden Empire? When you handed everything over to your daughter and vanished like a coward? His voice darkened. Or when she, in turn, locked me out of it all? Gasps erupted again. Maya's heart thudded. Locked you out? But Mom said, she said you left. Victor's eyes softened, just for a moment. She lied to protect you. William exhaled sharply. Stop twisting the truth. Twisting. Victor stepped closer, his presence almost magnetic in its intensity. Tell her, William. Tell her why her mother ran. Tell her why you disappeared. Tell her what your truth really cost us. Maya felt a strange coldness creeping into her chest. Grandpa, what is he talking about? William didn't answer immediately. His shoulders sagged, the weight of years seeming to settle over him. Then, very quietly, he said, there were threats against your mother. Against you. Someone wanted control of the Alden legacy, and they were willing to do anything to get it. Murmurs buzzed across the room. Maya's eyes widened. Threats? From who? Victor raised a single eyebrow. Now that, he said smoothly, is the question of the hour. Eleanor pressed a trembling hand to her mouth. This is madness. Victor ignored her. Tell her, William. Tell her who tried to take everything. Tell her why you disappeared for years and left your granddaughter to grow up thinking she was poor and unwanted. His gaze sharpened. Tell her the truth about the night the Alden vaults were emptied. William flinched. Maya's breath hitched. Grandpa, what happened? William opened his mouth. But a sudden bang echoed through the chapel as the doors slammed shut on their own, jolting everyone. Victor's eyes flicked toward the entrance, almost amused. Ah, he murmured. Right on time. Maya swallowed hard. Who's here? Victor's smile was slow and chilling. The person who started it all. A shadow moved behind the fogged glass of the chapel doors. Someone was standing there. Still, waiting. Ethan drew Maya close. Maya, stay behind me. But Maya couldn't move. Her heart was pounding, her breath shaking, every instinct warning her that whoever stood outside those doors had been waiting for this moment for a very, very long time. William's voice dropped to barely a whisper. No, it can't be. Victor folded his arms. You really thought they were gone forever? He said softly. You should know by now. His smile deepened. Nothing stays buried in this family. The door handle began to turn. Slowly, deliberately, and then, the door swung open. The chapel door creaked wide, and a figure stepped inside. The soft sunlight from the stained glass windows fell across them, illuminating a face that made Maya's blood run cold. It was her mother, but she didn't look like the woman Maya remembered. Her shoulders were tense, her eyes sharp, and there was an edge to her presence that made the room feel colder. Maya? Her mother's voice cracked, but there was steel underneath. I didn't want you to see this. Not yet. Maya's heart pounded. Mom? What is going on? Eleanor gasped and stumbled backward. You're her mother? Yes, her mother said quietly, and there's so much you don't understand. I tried to protect her. I tried to protect all of us. Victor stepped forward, his eyes glinting. Protect? You abandoned everything. You left her with nothing. You hid the truth from her, from everyone. Maya shook her head. Mom, you left me thinking we were poor, that we had nothing. Why? Her mother took a deep breath, looking first at William, then at Victor, then at Maya. There were dangerous people, powerful people who wanted the Alden fortune for themselves. They were willing to hurt anyone in our family to get it, including you. A hush fell over the room. And Grandpa? Maya asked, voice trembling. You left too? William nodded slowly. I did. I thought it was safer if we were separated. If they believed we were gone, they wouldn't come after you. I thought I was protecting you. Maya's hands trembled. All these years, I've been called poor, unworthy, unwanted, and it wasn't true. No, her mother said firmly. You were never unwanted. You were the most precious thing I had. Victor laughed bitterly. Precious? That didn't stop you from hiding from the people who wanted to destroy us. You think that makes it better? Eleanor, stunned and speechless, sank into a pew. Maya's eyes filled with tears, not just of hurt, but of relief. So, it wasn't me. I wasn't lacking. I wasn't small. I just didn't know. Her mother stepped closer, hand trembling as she reached out. Maya, I wanted to tell you, but I needed to know you were ready. And now I see you are. Ethan squeezed her hand, his own eyes wide with emotion. You're not alone anymore, he whispered. Victor smirked, though the anger in his eyes remained. Family reunions. They always reveal more than you expect. But there's still one thing left to uncover. Maya's stomach nodded. What do you mean? Victor glanced at the doorway, where the last sliver of shadow lingered. The person who caused everything, the one who made us run, who stole from the Aldens, who tried to erase this family, he's finally coming back. Maya's heart raced. Who is it? Victor's grin was slow, chilling. Oh, Maya, you already know him. The wind whipped through the chapel as the doors creaked again. And then a voice, low, familiar, impossible, echoed through the hall. Hello, Maya. Her blood ran cold. She knew that voice. It was the man who had taken everything from her family, and he was smiling. The chapel seemed to shrink around Maya as the man stepped fully into the sunlight. His face was familiar, chiseled, confident, dangerous, and her heart skipped. She had only ever seen him in old photographs, whispered stories, and nightmares. It was Marcus Vale, the man responsible for the Alden family's years of suffering. The man who had stolen fortunes, broken promises, and forced her family into hiding. Marcus? William's voice was low, steady but tinged with anger. You're too late. Marcus's smile widened. Late? No, William. I'm exactly on time. You see, hiding doesn't erase debts. It doesn't erase power. And now, the Alden legacy belongs to me. Maya's hands shook, but she took a deep breath. Ethan held her close, grounding her. Not if we have anything to say about it, he said. Her mother stepped forward. Marcus, it ends today. You've had your years of destruction. But Maya, my daughter, my granddaughter, she is stronger than you ever imagined. Marcus chuckled. Is that supposed to scare me? You think a girl raised in hiding, dressed like a pauper, can stand against me? Maya straightened. She had spent her entire life feeling small, insignificant, poor. But here, in front of her family, she realized something. I'm not who they said I was. I am who I choose to be. "I'm not just a girl," she said, her voice clear and commanding. "I am an Alden. And this family is mine too." Eleanor, still seated in disbelief, whispered, She's not just surviving, she's shining." Marcus's eyes narrowed. Bold words. But words don't undo years of planning. William stepped forward, placing a protective hand on Maya's shoulder. "It's not just words, Marcus. It's truth. And truth has a way of winning." Victor smirked reluctantly, crossing his arms. "I have to admit, she has fire. Maybe more than we expected." Maya looked around at her family, her grandfather, her mother, even Victor, and felt a surge of courage. "We've been divided, scared, hiding from you for too long. But today, we stand together. You will not take what is ours." Marcus paused, his smirk faltering. He studied her, then William, then Ethan, and finally Maya herself. "You've grown," he said slowly, almost admiringly. "Stronger than I imagined. Very well, let's see if your strength can protect you from what's coming next." Before anyone could react, Marcus reached into his coat. But at that exact moment, the chapel doors burst open again. This time, not a shadow, but a group of people rushing in. Uniformed law enforcement. There were cameras, badges, and microphones flashing. "Marcus Vale," a commanding voice called. "You are under arrest for grand theft, fraud, and conspiracy against the Alden family." Marcus froze. His confident smirk vanished, replaced by fury and disbelief. This isn't over," he shouted, but he was surrounded. Maya felt her knees weaken, and Ethan caught her. Her mother and grandfather closed in, surrounding her with warmth and love. Finally, after years of fear, lies, and insults, the Aldens were safe. Maya looked at Eleanor, who had tears streaming down her face. "You see now," she whispered, "it wasn't about wealth. It was about courage. About family." Eleanor nodded slowly. "I see it now. She is everything this family needed." Victor smirked again, but this time with a hint of pride. "Well, little cousin, looks like you've earned your place." Maya smiled through tears, squeezing Ethan's hand. "We survived. Together." But as the family embraced, Maya couldn't shake a lingering doubt. The case against Marcus was only beginning, and she knew that he had allies. Somewhere, in the shadows, someone was still watching, waiting for a chance to strike. Her eyes narrowed. "This isn't the end," she whispered, and in that quiet moment, she realized the battle for her family's future was just beginning. The courtroom buzzed with tension. Months had passed since the chapel showdown, but Marcus Vale had not been the only threat. His network of schemers and spies had kept the Aldens on edge. Yet today, Maya Alden stood at the center, no longer the timid girl in a simple dress, but a confident, radiant woman, ready to reclaim her family's legacy. Her mother stood beside her, eyes filled with pride. William Alden, still regal despite his age, nodded encouragingly. Even Victor, once a wild card, had become an unlikely ally, determined to ensure justice for his niece. The judge called the session to order. "We are here to hear the charges against Marcus Vale regarding the theft of the Alden family fortune and conspiracy to defraud and intimidate witnesses." Marcus, handcuffed, glared at Maya. "This isn't over," he sneered. "You think you've won? You don't know what's coming next." Maya stepped forward. Her voice rang clear and steady. "You've caused enough pain, Marcus. You tried to tear our family apart, but you underestimated us. And most importantly, you underestimated me." She gestured to her family. "This isn't just about wealth or power, it's about love, courage, and truth. My family will never be silenced again." The courtroom fell silent as the evidence was presented, Marcus's fraudulent schemes, hidden accounts, and decades of manipulation. Witnesses spoke, documents were revealed, and the truth finally shone like a beacon. As the judge prepared to announce the verdict, Maya held her breath. "Marcus Vale," the judge said firmly, "for crimes against the Alden family and multiple counts of fraud, theft, and conspiracy, you are hereby sentenced to 20 years in federal prison." A collective sigh of relief filled the room. Marcus's furious glare met Maya's calm, unwavering eyes. She had faced him, and she had won. Outside the courthouse, the Aldens embraced, tears of relief and joy streaming down their faces. Maya looked at her mother, who whispered softly, "I am so proud of you." William smiled, his voice gentle but full of warmth. "You've restored this family's honor, Maya. You've proven that strength isn't measured by wealth, it's measured by courage, integrity, and heart." Victor smirked, wrapping an arm around Maya's shoulder. "I suppose I was wrong about you. You're tougher than I gave you credit for." Ethan kissed her hand. "You're incredible, Maya. And now, we can finally look forward." Maya nodded, glancing at her family. Their journey had been long and painful, but it had brought them closer than ever. She realized something important. The family she had once thought she was too poor or insignificant for was not defined by money, titles, or appearances. It was defined by love, loyalty, and the strength to face whatever came. Yet, even in this moment of triumph, Maya felt a flicker of awareness. Marcus Vale's network may have been dismantled, but she had learned that vigilance was key. Shadows lingered, and in her heart, she promised herself that she would always protect her family. As the Aldens walked toward the sunlight, the world felt full of promise. Maya lifted her head high, feeling the warmth of her family around her. She had been insulted, doubted, and tested, but she had emerged victorious, stronger than anyone could have imagined. And though the future still held uncertainties, Maya knew one thing for certain. No matter what came next, she and her family would face it together. The doors of the courthouse closed behind them, but in the distance, a figure watched silently from the shadows. A reminder that the past sometimes has a way of returning. Maya smiled faintly. "Let them come," she whispered. "We're ready." The Alden estate was alive with laughter and music. After years of fear, secrets, and uncertainty, the family was finally together in peace. The sun bathed the gardens in golden light, and flowers bloomed in riotous colors, as if celebrating their triumph. Maya walked through the courtyard, her simple wedding dress now replaced with a flowing gown that caught the breeze. She felt light, unburdened, as she watched her family gather around. Her mother knelt to hug her. "You've grown into an extraordinary woman," she whispered. "Stronger than I ever imagined." William Alden placed a hand on Maya's shoulder. "You didn't just reclaim our legacy," he said warmly. "You reminded us of what truly matters: love, courage, and the bonds that keep a family together." Victor leaned against the railing, smirking. "I suppose I can admit it now. Maya, you've earned your place in this family and then some." Ethan came up behind her, taking her hand. "You did it, Maya. You faced everything and never let it break you. I've never been prouder." Maya looked around at her family, her mother, grandfather, cousin-turned-ally, and felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude. For the first time in her life, she truly belonged. Eleanor approached hesitantly, carrying a small bouquet. She handed it to Maya, her eyes soft. "I misjudged you," she admitted. "You've shown all of us that worth isn't measured by wealth or status. You're remarkable." Maya accepted the flowers with a gentle smile. "Thank you," she said. "It means more than you know." The family gathered for a toast. Glasses clinked, laughter echoed, and even Victor allowed himself a rare smile. Maya lifted her own glass and looked around at all the faces she had fought to protect and reunite. "To family," she said softly, "and to never letting anyone, no matter how powerful, take away what truly matters." As the sun set, painting the sky in warm hues of orange and pink, Maya felt a peace she had never known. The past, the insults, the fear, the loss, had shaped her, but it no longer controlled her. And somewhere in the shadows, even though Marcus Vale and his allies were gone, Maya knew one thing. The Aldens would always face the future together, stronger than ever. For Maya, for her family, and for the love that had carried them through darkness, the next chapter was theirs to write.